So you liked school, or you didn't dislike school?
I didn't dislike it.
What, you went to school from first grade through 7th?
Yeah.
That was the most confident answer. Did you really finish, or did you?
I guess I did.
Seems like something you'd remember.
We didn't wear caps and gowns.
No caps and gowns, no big celebration. You didn't get a big party?
No parties.
No party for you? So you get done with 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
You're what, 13, 14 years old? Something like that?
I don't know if I was 14.
But something like that area though, right?
Mm.
And then what do? Do you have the option to go to university or go to secondary school? Is that an option for you?
At that time, no. There was no options.
For women or for people in your place?
For anybody at that time.
They couldn't afford it.
You have to pay for everything.
So
Well,
you
they didn't have the technical schools that they had later on.
So you're 13 or 14 years old. You're done with 7th grade. There aren't any options for you to go to secondary school.
There wasn't. No. So I went to babysit.
To babysit.
Well, this was sort of. This woman was. She was having her 5th child, I think, or 5th child, and she needed somebody to. In not too far from, like 40, 50 miles. And I went there, which to take care of, to help with the kids and
You went and lived there?
I lived there, so I wasn't home then, which was the awfulest place that anybody could ever be.
Their house was the most awful place?
The awfulest. It was terrible. It was, of course, I wouldn't say anything to them. I wouldn't say anything to my parents that they were mean.
Mean to you or mean to their own kids?
Not to their own kids.
Just to you?
They were mean. Well, she was a teacher, and he was a policeman. And actually they were, she was a sister to somebody who lived in Edinburgh. And anyway, she died. Yes. She went into labor, and they used to have the babies in the house that time, I guess. And she was taken to the hospital. The hospital was across the street. And she died a couple of days later. So, but they were not nice people. They were really, I often think of them. Nasty people they were.
Did you stay after?
No.
So the woman dies.
Right.
They're horrible. You leave. Why would you leave? Why wouldn't they need your help then?
Because, well, first of all, he was a nasty person, and it wouldn't be appropriate for me to live there with him.
Because you were so young.
I was young. I was a child myself.
So you went back home to Edinburgh?
Yes. I went home.
Interesting. Okay, so you can't stay there because it would be inappropriate for you to stay there.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you had to go home. So you had going back to Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get home? And how did people like, oh, of course, you're back?
I got home by stopping the mail truck outside of the house where I was staying, and he took me home.
He drove you on his route.
On his route, he used to do that regular.
Just pick people up and drive them around?
Yeah.
Huh.
You take one person. There's only one would fit in
Little car.
up beside him.
So you show up at the house. I mean, I'm thinking your parents are pretty happy they got rid of you. They got one less mouth to feed, which has got to be important.
They were glad. I mean, they wouldn't want me to be there.
So now you're back there.
And, you know, nobody would want you to be there. It wouldn't be right. Especially, but a young girl did take it after me. And she stayed with him. Because I guess he was desperate. He needed somebody to
Watch after all the children.
watch the children, and
Did the baby die? Or just the mother?
the baby died too. Yeah. Because she had those kids all after each other, you know. So, you know, there was enough space in between. You take, you know how they used to feed them? They'd have porridge in one big bowl, and you'd have one spoon in your mouth, spoon in your mouth, spoon in your mouth. That's how they were fed. Now they were very. I'm sure there was only a year between each one of them. That's how. And the babies. The youngest one was still a baby. Wasn't.
And this is something that you wanted to do? I mean, this is something that was expected of you, or something you wanted to do?
Well, they
kind of
said they needed somebody, and my father thought he was talking to her sister, and so.
And you're 13 or 14.
And of course I was eager to do it.
You were 13, and you wanted some adventure, get away from Inver, I assume.
I just wanted to do something.
And what town was it again?
Bellinad.
You went to Bellinad.
Yeah, it's about 40. Bellinad's about 40 miles away. 50.
That was a whole world away.
Well, for us, yes.